Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for October 30th through November 5th, 2017. So let's just take a moment to take a deep breath and just allow everything that's on your mind or anything that is blocking your heart, any emotions that you may be getting a sense of just a lot of signals coming from a lot of different directions that may actually just be sort of hindering you from being aware of the information from your inner guidance. And they're showing me this sort of open book, and it reminds me of the High Priestess card in this tarot deck, where the fairy, she's wearing indigo blue, and she has this book open. And so this is about right now just listening, listening to the inner messages that are coming from your heart, from your soul, deep, deep within you. And so just to breathe and as a way of soothing your way into a frequency or an alignment of abundance and solutions. There are infinite amounts of solutions available to you, and outcomes. And they're showing me sort of like an infant, sort of someone's kind of cradling it in the hands, in both hands, and it gives me a sense of something developing. They're writing out the word help, and so not sure if this is literal, like a newborn, but maybe more symbolic. But they are writing the word safe. So if there's someone who is concerned about a pregnancy, and they're writing out bed, like someone may be bedridden or just been told to, remain in bed in order for some things to clear up with the pregnancy. So they're writing out that safe, that everything's going to be safe, and that you're getting the help that you need. So just follow that guidance, and that this is going to help. Okay. So don't, just kind of don't let all the little worries and concerns get in the way, and really breathe. And this goes for any of us. If there's any new opportunities or that you have been nurturing in the same way, that what you really need to do right now is that help is coming to you. So allow yourself, and they're writing it out like helped is in past tense. So it's like they want you to allow yourself to be helped as well. And so this may be the opportunity where you need to be more open. And this is one word they kept writing when I was meditating. Open to help, okay? Rather than you trying to make things happen or to control what's going on by trying to set things into motion. They're wanting you to be more aware intuitively of the inspired actions, and they're writing out the word. This is the best way for you to move forward at this point right now. As always, actually, it's for us to follow inspired action. So the High Priestess doesn't mean that you should sit back and do nothing and just listen. It means listen to act from that listening from within, that which we call inspired action. And most times we forget that we're being helped, that the universe, that there's a wealth of guidance and opportunities, signs, signals that are guiding us. And that what we need to do is, when we're in a place of fear, or we're feeling anxious, concerned, or worried, we need to breathe. We need to breathe, and that breath reconnects us with the rhythm of the universe and how its information flows to you. It's always coming in this even, in sort of inhalation exhalation sort of rhythm. And once you get in tune with that rhythm, the scope of the range of information that you're able to observe becomes greater. And so what they're presented to you is that you want to have the advantage. What you need right now is the advantage of that wider um, perspective, that wider perspective of possibilities. And when God writes his name, I see the name written in front of me, and it symbolically means that God is present, and it's handled, like it's done. Okay? So what you really need to do is now allow that to be revealed to you. And I'm seeing Archangel Raphael's name come through, and then I'm seeing the word joyous written afterwards. So there is, I feel like a journey, a healing journey that's just leading you to sort of a joyous outcome. And if you follow your guidance, that this situation, this journey is going to be very healing for you. And they want you to know that you're on the right path, to have faith and believe that you're hearing your guidance accurately, that you have all the help you need, that you will be helped all along the way. You will not ever not have the understanding. They're reminded right now the word generous, that remember that the universe is generous. When you hold on to this belief in your faith, then it must all show up for you. If you hold on to this, which means to not focus on resistance, okay, which would mean the lack, or that there's only one avenue. Now, the universe is generous in helping you always. And so if you're available to this, available to being observant of this and feeling those connections, those soulful connections, knowing that that's a sign of an opportunity, or or someone who's been sent to help you along the way, to shore up your faith in the journey, in the process. So keep focusing on those soulful connections, whether it's with people or something you feel within a situation. You feel a soulful connection. You feel a sort of an expanding, a widening of emotional. Let's see, it's like a widening of an emotional connection. It feels more complete, more whole. This sort of sense. This is a signal, a sign for you to let you know that you're on the right path. That there's something there for you. Okay, that there's some kind of effect that you will something will unfold from this. Something. And what they want you to do is keep your mind open to the type of the variety of ways that you can be helped, to keep yourself open to that. Okay? It's about keeping your heart open. It's about the connections of love that you sense and you feel through your emotional sensitivity. And they were sort of being reminded during the meditation before I started recording of a sense of I just kind of, maybe it'll come back to me, but there was this feeling I had of this feeling that it's of your intuition, through your emotional sensitivity. Right now, it's like you're gonna feel as though your intuition is enhanced, And so again, they keep wanting to kind of remind you each week, don't allow the yourself to feel get into this place where you or react to your emotional sensitivity in a way of fear in which you feel overwhelmed. You know, like, oh my God, I'm feeling everything. Oh my God, like the weight of everything. The weight of everything is the ego's interpretation of it's trying to reject the guidance because it knows it's trying to ask something more of you to take you beyond its scope of fear. And the 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 way you want to understand this is that what's happening is that have this ability to tap into the clarity of truth and have this real understanding of what is truly going on beneath the surface. So you get to that core level of truth, and it allows you to recognize what your role is. And if you feel like there's something conflicting, then that means that for right now, you don't need to engage with that. That's not a network, an opening of a network for you. But where you feel, even though somebody's showing you something different, but you feel this openness, you feel this link. That means that that's a network that's available to you. There's opportunities for you, and it's never just about you. You take the action because you feel guided, but you always are open that you too will always be helped, healed, and as well as the other person. Okay? All right, so let's take a look and just sort of getting some strong messages about your intuition. Let's take a look at the card for the theme of this week, the Archangel Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. And we have Archangel Michael here, crystal clear intentions. So I was just seeing the third eye again as I was turning over this card. And the card says, be clear about what you desire. Focus upon it with unwavering faith. So the thing is that I'm getting a sense that some of you are having a little trouble deciding or discerning is a better word here. You're having trouble discerning your desires and what's the best choice for you. And it's really important. Now, sort of seeing it like a ship with like sails, and it's kind of really important for you to notice sort of where the momentum. So when you have these sails up, it's the wind. You're trying to take advantage of the wind, and so in this sense, you want to pay attention to where the winds in your life, this energetic wind is sort of moving, and how you can take advantage of that in order to move move in some particular way. So the sense I'm getting here is that you need, as you discern, that discernment will be the guide. So don't try to make the choice between the two objects that you're seeing with your physical eye, but pay attention to the movements that are happening. See which wind, or which, as your own sails kind of open, you open your sails up and see which one the wind kind of carries, or which direction does the wind carry you. So it's almost like open yourself to these things, and then see which one sort of moves you the most. Don't try to make the decision beforehand, because what you're doing is you're basing it on a lot of the sort of surface stuff and not really the core things. So it's this whole idea that the universe is working with you to help you to clarify what your true desire is. The more you're sitting around thinking about, I wonder what it is, and then you started thinking about, when you're doing the surface stuff, you're really thinking about things that may satisfy you for a moment, but not long term, or not that deep level of fulfillment that you're looking for. So step forward into take a step forward into these situations, and then see which one carries you, see which one has the most wind power, most momentum, and then you'll feel, once you're in it, because what they want you to do is to trust your your sense, your instincts here and your instincts will pick up on what you need, what you need to pursue, and that will, from there, you just keep going in this way. All right. Let me just tune in and see if there's any sort of additional information here. No, and it's about that. What they're telling me is that once you start, the information will be there. So I'm getting a sense about a lot of you are the right now office. Like, for example, somebody is listening, may be starting out in a new office, because they're taking me back to that beginning of our reading with the baby, and this idea that you're just afraid of starting something, and not sure about if this is the right thing or not. Is this really giving you the best of what you really want it for yourself? And the thing is that I'm getting a sense that once you go ahead and start, you'll get a sense, or even start the process that will eventually lead you to the manifestation of it. You'll discover. So, for instance, you got two job opportunities working in in an office, or several, and what you want to do is just don't decide before, let's say, applying or going through the process to see if this is what you want to do. Go through the process in all of them. You'll get a better understanding and a better picture of which one is really going to be the right one for you. You're going to feel it. And that connection is your truth. Don't worry about all the stuff on paper. I mean, yeah, I know it's important, but what's really important is how you feel inside, because that's what's going to make what's on the paper really more valuable to you. Okay? All right. So let's take a look and see what messages start up for us at the beginning of the week here. And okay. So the first card we have here is the Three of Winter, which is the Three of Swords. And I'm going to tune into this card, because this card, one of the things about this card for me that I get another interpretation, not just so much about being heartbroken, but when it's almost like the mind interferes so much that you don't know which way to turn. So it's like you're the signals, you can't read your own heart, because there's so much mental interference there, and so there's a sort of a struggle. It's causing it's sort of draining your spirit, so to speak. But let me just kind of tune in and to the message and see if I get anything. Okay, so they're showing me that your life, right now the word life, that there's some huge changes in the way you are your perceptions about life, and so you're feeling some kind of emotional challenges around this. There's a lot of stuff that's coming up, possibly stuff from the past. I'm seeing family things, from your, dealing with family issues and things like that, that are sort of hanging around and just sort of creating these obstacles, these emotional, it kind of like this emotional vulnerability or weakness it's kind of creating in your faith. It's sort of like you struggle to read the signs, you struggle to stay sort of on your path, because your belief, um, kind of these beliefs that you struggle with kind of get in the way of your happiness. And there's a sense, and they're bringing this back to me again, but this vision I saw this morning, which reminded me of the strength card, but it was an Egyptian high priestess, and there was a lion, and the lion seemed to be in a lot of pain, and she was like he had maybe had a toothache, and she had her hand in his mouth, trying to help him, and right beside her face, the full moon was shining, and reflecting the the pain of the lion, as well as the compassion of the high priestess. And so, here you see, and because they keep writing family, and there's some kind of opposition here, something from your past, and where you're seeing someone or seeing a situation, through as a source of pain, and you can't get over it. And in this image, that they were showing me, the high priestess was looking beyond the the what the lion represents. She was fearless, and her compassion, was what was moving through her and helping her to, move past her own fears and her own, perception of the lion, and she was able to help him. And the lion had this look on his face of, of pain and sadness, and it was so. The thing is, right now, is that what you want to do with this reflection of the moon, you want to reflect compassion. You want to look beyond, what people show you, and start really connecting in to what you feel, the information, that's at their core, their core true reality. And so there's something here where you need to, there's a healing going on at the full moon. There's an opportunity for you to, heal or open up to the compassion in your heart, which will override some of these, past conditions, and that block you, and get in your way, or that blocks you in a relationship, with a loved one of some sort. So something is, going to come up for you at the beginning of the week that is going to help you to, heal. Now I'm going to turn over this next card, because they came when I pulled them. They were stuck together, and I could feel like a magnetic, not stuck like because of some kind of glue, but there was something magnetic, between them, and there's probably a reason for that. So here we have the Ten of Autumn, or the Ten of Pentacles, and this card is about, a legacy or family legacy, wanted to, leave something behind of value and importance to those that you love, and some kind of stability. It could be financial, but in this case, just looking at this, so maybe the struggle has to do with, maybe you feel like you're in the shadow of your family, their legacy, and, their expectations, and, you keep looking at where you are, and it distracts you, because you feel like you're not maybe living up to that, or you feel, I'm saying the word reciprocation, that you're not, feeling that they are, validating, your achievements, that they're not seeing the progress, the spiritual progress, or the progress from your point of view. And, this is a very difficult thing, to wrestle with. But right now, what you must do is that you must really focus on your own center, and where you are being guided. So first of all, know that wherever you are, you're there for a reason, and that reason will be less um, difficult. The situation will be less difficult um, um, to deal with if you're not looking at it from the outside perspective, and if you focus on what you're learning and what's healing and what's evolving for you, what all have you learned from this experience, that kind of level of appreciation will help bring you back into alignment. It's a perspective of compassion, and when you have this for yourself, then others will connect with whatever it is that you're offering vibrationally. So don't make this so much about other people that you can't make decisions or discern the right decisions for yourself because you're more engaged in what are they thinking and how to fix what they are feeling and thinking by trying to shift or change your own agenda or actions to match their expectations. And as you can see, just me trying to say that is complicated, which means it's the kind of complications that you are putting yourself through in order to really be happy with yourself. And you're never going to be happy with yourself as long as you are still attached to that validation. You know, your families or your friends or whomever it is that you call family, they just want you to be happy. And if they see that you're happy, they will be happy. That's the simple truth. So the thing is, now you have to just get into that place of being happy. And and I'm not saying being happy with your circumstances. The reason you're not happy with your circumstances has nothing to do with other people. That has to do with, first of all, it's a reminder. Remember, the ego is always interpreting things from a place of taking, person. It takes it personal, so it makes you feel. When you take things personally, you get stuck. Okay, and so the thing is that the reason that you feel negative emotion is it's a reminder that your higher self has a completely different understanding and value of your value. Basically, has a different understanding of your value, and is always calling you towards that. And so that energy doesn't allow you to get settled. And so just be, take it like a little reminder, it's a way to remind you not to get settled, not for you to beat up on yourself and to focus on regrets, guilt and shame. It's not there for that. It's there to just remind you that there's something better that you desire, and to help you to refine your focus to move towards it. So don't get upset, with the messenger, so to speak here. Don't don't chew out the messenger, but of your suffering. Your suffering is not meant to say this is what you are and this is all you're ever going to be. It's there to remind you that there's something better. There's a better version of you that exists. There's a better opportunity of your desires that exists, and that to remind you to keep going, to keep the faith, and to take that path of relief. Take that path of relief to help you to get there. Okay. So this card says, take steps to ensure financial security of your children and other loved ones. And I'm drawn to this: making wise investments or planning for retirement, honoring family traditions. I'm really drawn to this first line. So what I'm getting right now is that you're thinking about, well, this is what I was supposed to do, and this is where I'm supposed to be. And right now, there are some opportunities that are being presented to you, that you're struggling with because it's not meeting your expectations and the expectations of others for you. And it's not about that right now. What it's about is moving by step into on that path of relief. This next opportunity may not be your ultimate goal, but it's going to allow you to get there. So don't deny these opportunities that may offer some new level of financial security. So this is a way to just begin to gradually move up and to provide a sense of well-being. That's most important right now. What you're always trying to do, because you're what the core of your being is wellness, right? On all levels, financially, etc. And so discerning what opportunities are in front of you that gives you a sense of well-being, that reconnects you with your own inner well-being, is the fastest way to rev up your frequency and to attract higher vibrating experiences. Do you get that? So it's really important for us to not judge the opportunities that are coming to us, because when we do that, we judge it in the conditions of our ego. And just about if your ego is all about pride and status and my what people think about me, then you're never going to find anything to soothe your inner struggles, because the ego isn't going to present solutions to you for that. So you have to see what it is. You have to feel, discern, go take a step towards, just go through a process, begin the process, see what you feel, which way the wind is moving, so to speak, and make that decision. For now, this is the decision that will ease that and relieve your whatever the suffering of any conditions that you're experiencing. All right, let's take a look at the card for the end of the week. All right, and we have here the Five of Autumn. So you saw that word helped a lot, okay, and help. So this card it says reach out to others for assistance. And it says poor timing for a career change, feeling challenged by money issues. So this is just confirming that there's something that you're worried about, something financially, and that your sense of worry is attracting more conditions or that you see that are limited. Okay, so you're not picking up on the full spectrum. There is never closed. They're writing the word supply in front of my face. So there's never a limit of supply in the universe. This has to be a foundation of belief that you hold on to in order to help you to adjust your perception. Right now it's about adjusting. You got to adjust your perception a little bit. You got to relax, let go of some of the things that you're thinking in those limited ways that just almost like it gets so narrow that you feel like you're running into a dead end. And so they want you to let that go. Okay, and so there may be some situations that may not be like the ideal thing, but it can give you some relief, some help for now. And the whole idea is to not be afraid of taking those opportunities. Don't feel like you're going to be stuck. Now, we're not saying settled, and that's why you're not doing this in your mind. What you're doing is you're going within your heart, discerning which way the wind is moving, so to speak, and which one is giving you more opportunities at this stage. So right now, this may be that an opportunity may afford you a little bit more salary just to feel safer. because feeling safe is important in terms of creating alignment. And so if it's that you need to take something to feel safe, now taking something that you discern feels, that you feel this sense of relief and it helps you to feel safer, then this will eventually help you to start to feel safer, and then you'll start to believe and think this way and start to see other opportunities out there for yourself that will put you on the path of where you're trying to get to. Okay? Let me just tune in and see if there's any additional information. It's really important right now for you, all of us, to really be connected into our higher self and that bliss, that alignment, and not to make choices out of pride, okay? But to make choices that are soulful. So, if you can feel the adjustment of frequency when you just talk about pride versus soulfulness. So what I want you to do is to bringing that book back again from the High Priestess, is that to open your heart to the soulful information that is available to you within your well-being. Nurture well-being, making choices that allow you to experience the alignment of well-being within, no matter whether it's a relationship, something financial, or moving, or whatever it is. It's about well-being. And engaging in processes or situations that do not foster well-being it's harmful to you, because in the way that it just takes you out of your connectedness. It makes you no longer soulful in your approach to your life. So be very conscious of, not for any reason for whatsoever, you should never sacrifice your soulfulness, your connection, all right, your alignment. It's crucial to always finding where you need to be. Okay, so the card I pulled from the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Winter. And this card is the Eight of Swords. So what they want you to know with this card is that whatever you're experiencing is really the creation of the mind here. If you're not able to see, if you're feeling blocked, if you can't, you can't see your dreams, or there's a goal right now. Like, I don't know why they showed me the Eiffel Tower. I don't know, but I guess it's everybody's ideal place to be, to go maybe for a vacation. So if there's some kind of something you want, and it's just for pleasure, and you keep saying to yourself, well, I don't have the money to do this, or I can't make time for this pleasure. It doesn't have to be a vacation, it could be anything. That this is something that you need to, this is something you're creating, because if it was something you thought you had to do, okay, like had no choice, you would shift everything around and sacrifice in order to get that done. And if we have the power to do that for something that we don't necessarily want to do, then we can surely do it for the things that we would choose to do, right? Just think about that. Because we keep going between this idea of I'm weak and I'm strong, like I'm weak or I'm strong. And so we mainly see ourselves as being unable to do so many things, but we're already doing a lot of things. It's just stuff that it's things that we feel have to be done. It's compulsion, but it's a compulsion of fear that's driving it to be accomplished. And if you were to start shifting that energy towards the things that you want to accomplish out of love and a passion for it and purpose, you would find the energy would flow in that direction equally. I mean, the energy is flowing equally in the universe. That's why the universe is kind of a neutral, and it's the way that we project in our own perceptions that create how things are flowing. I mean, which is what the law of attraction is all about. So just don't allow yourself to get stuck in one way of thinking. Is what this card is saying here. So you want you to pay attention to not get caught in one way of thinking this week. And the way to do that is to get out of the mind, to get out of your head, and really discern what's the path in your heart. Discern which one offers the most fulfillment by the connection that you feel with it. All right. So I send you lots of love. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for the feedback about the mic. And I'm glad. So that seems like a problem solved. If you haven't been to our Facebook page, then you can go to the link below where we do the daily card messages. I think you can also connect through Twitter, which is in the link below as well. I have another link there for Twitter, Facebook, where we do the daily card messages Monday through Friday, and my website. If you're looking for an angel reading, you can go to that page, which is below as well, theangelschool.com, on the services page, /services. So you go to angelschool.com/services. You will find the angel readings there and the different kinds of readings that you could sign up for. This week, I'm probably going to be not doing as many of the daily card messages because I'll have a sort of a busy schedule this week. But feel free to sign up for readings and which usually can take 3 to 5 days, but depending on availability. But you can find all that information on my website. So I send you lots of love and hope, and don't be afraid in this week. Just really take the time to breathe, to get in that inner rhythm, and don't let your head get involved in everything. Okay? This is a week to let your heart guide you. Let that feeling of connection guide you. Just like it's like falling in love. That's a feeling. But now it's gonna just feeling where your heart falls in love with a situation or an opportunity, and look for this sign. Okay? All right. Have a beautiful week, everyone. God bless you all.